wondered why things like recess stop for students who are in middle school and high school? I've always wondered this. In fact, just the other day, I entered into a gym and noticed that the majority of people who were in there were either older and were working, or they were college students. I saw every single shirt had a college name on it. Well, how come students get to work out and high school students and middle school students are denied of this opportunity? I feel like it may or may not, it should be offered to them, right? Well, I decided to ask 3 different pools of people their opinion on exercise and behavior. I asked a group of students, I asked a group of teachers, and I was able to talk to a personal trainer at LA Fitness. I asked all 3 specific questions. I asked them how long do they think the average student should work out, whether or not they were active as a student, and whether or not that their activity had a positive or negative impact on them within the classroom, whether it was behavior or academically related. After asking them these questions, as long as they touched on them, I wanted to get their true opinions on exercise. So a lot of the interviews I have are the teachers and the students and the personal trainer telling me more about how they really feel about exercise and behavior.
Before interviewing the students, the teachers, and the personal trainer, I did some of my own research. One of the questions that I posed to the pool of people that I was asking questions to was, how long should students exercise per day? And I went to various sources to see what everyone thought. I thought I'd get answers all over the place, 15, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. And that was not the case, actually. It looks as though everyone said pretty much the same thing. This is a study from an article from the New York Times. Same question, how much exercise do children need? And if we go down over here, it's from 2004, but it says that children, adolescents, and adults should get 60 minutes. This next here, again, same question from Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. How much exercise? And right here in bold, children and adolescents should do 60 minutes, 1 hour or more of physical activity per day. Moving on to the next, it answers right within the title here, and this is from WebMD. Kids need an hour of exercise a day, right here in the title. Next one from the Mayo Clinic poses the same question. How much exercise a day do children need? And if we go down, it's right here within the first sentence, say that children and adolescents age 6 and older need at least an hour of physical activity per day. Last one here, how much exercise do you need? This is from a research study from the School of Public Health through Harvard. And it says, again, same results within this paragraph right here, get at least 1 or more a day, 1 hour or more a day of physical activity and age-appropriate activities. So after we have this information, I'd like to see what our teachers think.
Exercise in general is important just for like the human mind. I think I watched a documentary one time, I think it was called like Happiness, and one of the key components of being happy is having some exercise in your life, and that people who exercise are generally more happier if that's a part of their life. I mean, it's just one of those pillars of life if you're exercising, and whether it's like, I don't know, I think from what I've heard that is at least if you have like a half hour, maybe like 3 to 4 times a week of like some cardio or something. I mean, I totally could be off on that, but something's better than nothing. So exercise is just, it's crucial to somebody's well-being and to somebody's ability to be focused. And your last question was?
You actually answered it.
Did I?
Yeah. I have one other question though. When you were in high school, were you involved in any kind of sport team or anything like that?
Yeah, I did. I was never really much successful at sports, but I mean, I ran cross country. I was always active just outside of school, whether it was like playing basketball or whether it was like doing some backyard wrestling or something. But in school, there was always gym. There was times where I had like weight training. So it was always a part. And as I've gotten into my adult life, and before I was a teacher, I did like maintenance, so I was always like maintenance construction. I was always getting that physical activity, and when I became a teacher, I lost that. I gained 17 pounds, and then I started getting back problems, I think from just like maybe being crouched over in a chair all the time. So it's like I realized the effects that started taking place on my body. And so like now I make sure when I go home I walk my dog. I take a half hour, so I'm at least every day getting some type of activity. And I know that I need to do more as far as like stretching, because after that I went and saw the chiropractor once I was teaching because of just terrible back, and chiropractor helped. And I try to keep exercising and try to eat right, because it's just really crucial for just our well-being.
I think that exercise does have a correlation with behavior. I think that students should get at least an hour of physical education or any type of exercise a day. It helps students or children burn off energy that they may have built up, especially while they're sitting in a classroom. It helps students who may have ADHD to get moving around and get some of that jitterness out of their system. It helps them with that. Helps to improve their concentration once they, are able to release that energy.
I definitely think that kids need to be active on a daily basis, especially our kids in high school. I don't think that it should end once they're out of elementary or middle school, the daily gym time. And I know they have gym as a requirement, but it's only for a semester, and that doesn't really help at all. I'd say at least a half an hour a day. They need to get their energy out. They need to get some fresh air. They need to be able to exercise, because most of them go home and do nothing. And so they absolutely need to be getting some kind of exercise while they're at school. I think it's definitely beneficial to their education. When they have too much energy, they're unfocused and unable to complete their work because they're looking for outlets to get out their energy, like running around in the classroom or saying things, or just not actually doing their work at all because they've got too much energy to be able to sit there and focus and do anything. It also just gives them a break from sitting in a chair all day doing pencil and paper work all day. I was active as a kid. Had to take gym all the way through high school. I played sports every day. Even if I wasn't playing sports, I was doing something outside. Yeah, that's all I got.
What do you think the bare minimum, or what do you think a logical amount of exercise time would be for a student
Half an hour.
per day?
Yeah. Number one, they're channeling their energy in a different direction, and so they're expending it, and that helps them. And that helps that side of the brain that needs motor movement. I think the second thing is that when you exercise, you also exercise the brain. So the brain itself is being exercised. But I think the third thing is that when you exercise on a regular basis, it helps your self-confidence because you look better and feel better.
All right, so how long do you think the average student should work out per day?
I would say roughly about an hour typically.
Were you active as a high school student?
Yes, very active.
Did you play sports, or was it all on your own?
I played basketball, football, and I ran track.
Did it have any positive effect on you as a student academically?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think if you wouldn't have played sports, you wouldn't have been able to do as well as a student?
I think it pushed me even more.
All right, high school student, do you think recess should be offered to high school students?
Yes, because it has more exercise.
Well, what does exercise do for you?
It makes you lose weight
It makes you lose weight
and be healthy.
and be healthy.
And
Well,
have fun.
how do you feel after you exercise and you go into a classroom?
Better.
How long do you think you should do this?
Until the school is over.
Until the school is over? How long do you think students should be able to get recess for?
Until 7th hour.
Until 7th hour?
Yeah.
Can you give me a true answer?
Until 7th hour.
20 minutes? 30 minutes?
30.
30 minutes?
Sorry.
All right, so how long do you think is an adequate amount of time for high schoolers, such as yourself, to work out or be active per day?
Well, me as a high school student, I'll say an hour, like a dedicated class just to working out. And
Mon-
maybe like an activity.
Monday through Friday or every
Monday
day?
through Friday, every day.
Okay. All right. Are you active as a student right now?
Yes, I'm currently active. I work out every day, and when I don't work out, it negatively affects me. Like my mood, my tolerance to things.
So you said it negatively impacts you if you're not able to work out.
Yeah.
What kind of effect do you think that has on your schoolwork?
When I don't work out, it makes me grumpy, makes me tired. Like, it's a funny thing to say, it makes me tired. Like, I don't know, like when you work out, you just feel so much better and more, I don't know, more self-improved. Like, it helps me in my schoolwork and stuff, like, gets me going.
So, in conclusion, as success being measured by a student's ability to be focused and motivated within the classroom, I can definitely say that there's a correlation between physical activity and exercise. That is to say that the interviews showed me that there was a direct correlation between these two things. So, in order to keep our students focused and motivated, just remember that exercise and physical activity is a great means to do so.